to Five or Flop, the podcast for the best and worst historical fiction has to offer. I'm your host, Grace.
And I'm Erin, and welcome to our third bonus episode. And it's perfect that it's number 3 because today we're reviewing 3 things.
3 adaptations, versions, whatever, of Water for Elephants, the book, the movie, and the musical.
So some context for this, as we were planning our New York trip famously to go see Kat's the Jellicle Ball.
Yes, which was fabulous.
Fabulous, I cannot say enough good things.
And not based on historical fiction, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, however, based on a book of poems, yes. Anyways, we were like, okay, let's go see another show that's probably, maybe going to be questionable quality. So then we saw Water for Elephants, and we decided, a historical fiction book musical.
Opportunity.
So we saw that. I did not know until we arrived at the theater that the guy from Glee was the main guy.
Grant Gustin, a.k.a. Sebastian from Glee, a.k.a. The Flash, if anyone watches The Flash.
I don't remember anyone's name in the book. Marlena Jacob.
Yes.
Okay,
there
he
you
was
go.
Jacob. Thank you.
And August was the evil one.
So, as we do when we watch stuff for the pod, we did make our friends watch with us.
Yes.
So, before we get into everything, I just want to share what some of them thought that this was going to be about based on the title.
Oh, yeah. We love to quiz them.
Fight Club, except the elephants fight. Elephants and water. That was a cop-out. The Indo-Pakistani War. And then as soon as it starts, Diana goes, oh, it's circus elephants. And then there's something where she also said, oh, it's like reverse Titanic. He's old and telling the story.
Right, that's it. Because I was going to be like, because he's poor and she's rich. But I'm like, no, that's what it is in Titanic.
Okay, so how do we want to start going about this? This is not going to be like where we review a book for the pod that we did no research into it. We don't care if it's accurate. We're here for the vibes.
Yeah. Well, do we want to do them in the order they were released, which is book, movie, musical, or in the order in which we engaged with them, which was musical, book, and then movie?
Well, I did the book before the musical.
Oh.
So let's do release order.
Okay.
Okay, so the book. I enjoyed the book. It was... I have a hard time with books with lots of animal cruelty, and it had a lot of animal cruelty. Let me actually see what I rated it, because I don't know.
I think I gave it a 3.75. For me, this was a reread, but I read it a long time ago, like high school-ish. And just like I said in the Book Thief episode, when I was like, so much of it just came back to me, like, and it clicked in my brain, like all of the German curse words. Except reading Water for Elephants, it was all of the weird sex stuff.
Yeah, there was a lot. What did you say about Chintu? You're like, if Chintu talks about how much he fucks, Jacob talks about how little he fucks.
Yeah, like the opening of the book is him being like, God, I'm such a virgin. Like, I'm never going to get it. Like, blah, blah, blah. And they actually, not to spoil, but that basically all of the weird sex stuff from the book is removed for the other two.
Yes.
In the musical, they don't really talk about what goes on with him at all.
No.
And actually in the movie, there's, I think, a scene that's actually quite cute and funny. Where in the book, he gets, like, really smashed drunk, and then the sex workers that go around with the circus, like, he doesn't remember what happens when he wakes up. But in the movie, they just, like, paint him with clown makeup and put him in a silly outfit so he looks silly in the morning. Yes. And it was Robert Pattinson in the film.
That's my favorite kind of prankster fun.
It was a jolly good time like you might have at the circus.
So I rated this one 3.25. So, like, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was good.
Apparently, I did not know this. It was written for NaNoWriMo.
Yes.
For anyone
really cool.
who doesn't know, it's National Novel Writing Month. So Sarah Gruen wrote this in like a month.
Which is really impressive.
Yeah. And I read her author's note. And she honestly was kind of giving Taya Cooper. She was like, I was just really inspired learning about circus disasters and like trained circuses. Okay. So she was like, so I wanted to write about them. And you were like, yeah, pop off, Sarah. Good job. Like, we can't really attest to the validity of the research, but it seemed like she put a lot of effort into it.
So you'll have to remind me for the movie because I remember how this happens in the book and the musical. But it kind of... In the book, it flashes back and forth, like, every few chapters between him as an old and him as a young.
Mm-hmm.
I know in the musical, I'm just going to talk about all of them at once.
Let's.
In the musical, sometimes the old is on stage with the young.
Yes, so they have an actor playing old Jacob and an actor playing young Jacob.
I feel like I don't know if I expressed to you how strongly I hated old Jacob in the musical.
Oh, really?
He was so fucking annoying. I thought he was the worst. What I really liked is that they have the old actor go to the circus and meet with these two youngsters, and it's the same actors who are Marlena and August, and
In the past.
they just change costumes. I really liked that.
I liked old Jacob. I like how they wove him in and out of scenes kind of to show him, like, remembering, like, his good old days. I liked how there was at one point they had the actress playing young Marlena and old Jacob sing, like, a duet together. I don't know. I thought it was eloquent. I liked it.
There were some things in the musical the musical was my favorite of the three.
Mine too.
However, should we talk about the horse?
So, Marlena has a horse. She does like a horse act in the circus. And in all three, book, musical, movie, she has a horse named Silver Star who has like a problem with its hoof. And this is kind of like, you know, like a little microcosm because you come in and the mean circus people are like, the horse is fine. The horse can still do the show.
Him like perform.
The horse can perform until it drops dead, like blah, blah, blah. And then nice Jacob comes in, who's a vet, conveniently. And he's like, oh, the horse is in a lot of pain and you should put it down now because it's like only going to get worse and it's going to suffer. So that scene is present in all three adaptations. However,
God, the musical fucking sucks.
It is presented in the form of an interpretive dance paired to a song that has like 2 words.
And she just sings easy the entire time.
Yeah. Like, you know how in a movie with an animal, like for example, like Jurassic Park, when you approach an animal and you go, easy,
exactly.
Easy. It's the song, but it's her doing that for like 10 minutes. And actually, I feel bad because he did a really good job, but they put him in a silly outfit and he's being a horse.
For the interpretive dancer.
The dancer did a great job, but they put him on like an aerial silk and he did a lot of...
It was very strange.
It was beautiful, but because he was being a horse, it was a little weird. And the song was very repetitive.
And I think they did the other animals in the musical really well. Like, they had an orangutan, which was just, like, a person in a costume. I was hoping for a puppet, but that's okay.
Yeah, and they were just doing, like...
tricks.
Mannerisms, yeah.
And then for the elephant, they did, like... It started out with, like, just, like, a hoof, or that's not what an elephant is called. A foot, and et cetera, et cetera. And it eventually comes to, like, a whole puppet. And I really like that.
They did a good job.
The musical, I think... did the circus the best because I think it was the medium that allowed for it. I mean, even compared to the movie, it did the circus much better. It was so cool.
The movie, I feel like, did very little with the circus. The musical, even though, like, there were no real animals.
Yeah.
Even, like, one of the characters has, like, a little purse dog, and it's, like, a fake little purse dog. Yeah. They were so cool with all of, like, the flipping and the, the acrobats that they had. Yeah. Those were the best parts when you were watching the circus tricks.
And most of the songs were not memorable.
No.
But they were, aside from that easy one, they were fun.
None of them were bad. None of them were bad Cinderella level.
No, I wish they were, but that's okay.
But in my opinion, I could be wrong because I'm not the most knowledgeable Broadway person in the whole world, but the impression that I got from it is that it's very enjoyable to go see.
Yeah.
And I think it'll run for a while. But I think when it closes, I don't think anyone's really going to remember it because the soundtrack is not going to, like, live on.
No, like, the songs were fun seeing it, but, like, I'm not, like, singing any of them now.
Yeah. And we did see the replacement actress for Marlena, and she did a great job.
Yeah, everyone was very talented.
Yeah. We didn't know. I had never heard of the person who was playing her most of the time. I'm sure she's also fabulous.
Yes.
But we had a perfectly good time with the understudy Marlena.
The crowd was, like, very into it.
Yeah, it was pretty busy.
I thought it was very well cast. The guy who played, who was the one older guy? Not old Jacob. The old circus guy.
Oh.
It was whoever that actor was. It was his,
with
like,
the bad legs?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And he was, like, in his 60s. And
Camel.
It was his Camel. And it was his Broadway debut. And it was so sweet.
And he put, like, a little note in his bio in the playbill that was so sweet. And he was like, this is his, like, Broadway debut, like, blah, blah, blah. And he's excited for this to be a chapter of his great life and not the title or something like that.
So sweet.
Yeah. So we were really rooting for him.
Casting in the musical, great. Casting in the movie,
mid.
Let's talk about why was Reese Witherspoon in it?
Yeah. So that's the biggest sticking point. And it always sucks to talk about a great actress negatively, but I don't think Reese Witherspoon, I wouldn't even say she necessarily did like a terrible job. She was just kind of set up to fail. The director of this film was Abby Lee Miller and Reese Witherspoon was Paige.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like she was just...
That's a good way to put it.
I don't know. I don't even want to say necessarily too old, even though like that was my instinct, but I don't think she was that old when she filmed this.
No, it felt like, I think it's just Robert Pattinson has a very young face. She was much older than him when they filmed. There was like a 10-year at least.
So maybe it's not necessarily, so maybe if they had an older Jacob, it would have worked, or just the pairing was not good.
He also just has such a baby face.
I know. And I will say, I think what people say, this is like so apt because it's Robert Pattinson, about Kristen Stewart's performance in Twilight absolutely applies here.
Yeah.
Where people were like, she's a terrible actress, she can't act. But really, she was acting like to the letter like of the script.
Yes.
And that's what it called for.
Yeah.
Same with this. You're like, Robert Pattinson is not doing anything. You're like, he rolled out of bed like kind of hungover. And they taught him one Polish word and he came to set. But really, he's just like doing what he was given.
Yeah.
And it's not fabulous.
No.
And then also, August, the evil husband and circus master, was Christoph Waltz. He was also a little weirdly old.
Yeah, he was a weird choice too.
But because he was the evil husband,
it was fine.
It's okay if he's a little weirdly old.
Yeah.
And he was, of the three, I feel like he was the only one that was having fun.
I agree.
He was having a great
time. Which I think is why he seemed like he wasn't well cast for it.
Because he was having too much fun.
No one else was well cast.
Yeah. He was living it up. I feel like when you let a character be evil or let an actor play an evil character, they have a good time.
Yeah.
So he was, he was slaying.
August in the musical was like almost like over the top, showy evil in some ways, but that was so fitting for the medium.
Yeah.
That I liked it.
Yeah.
So they changed Marlena's backstory in
yes.
the movie. I don't remember how, but I know they changed it.
Well, in the musical and in the book. In the musical, they didn't get into it that much.
No, it wasn't a big deal.
But in the book, at least, when it is in more detail, she's basically like from a wealthy family, like a prim little Catholic school girl. They've picked this guy they want her to marry. Like she has this really narrow prescriptive life ahead of her. Yeah, she runs away with the circus. She gets married, and then her family disowns her because she A, ran away with the circus, B, married August, and August is Jewish. But in the movie, Reese Witherspoon is like, I married him and ran away with the circus to escape being like passed around in foster care.
Yeah. It was very different.
Yeah. And it was also like it only came up then. So it was very interesting.
It was like, why did they make that change?
Yeah. They honestly could have just omitted her whole backstory other than to just be like, mention that she doesn't have any family. It's not super necessary. I will say the thing that got to me, especially after watching the movie, which I did last, was wow, like across all three, they're astonishingly similar.
They are.
Even across, like a musical is so different in terms of plot, in terms of main characterization.
Nothing really
they're
changes.
So similar. Yeah.
So some things that came up during the movie that I think would be fun to share is, so our friend Diana really carried with thoughts on this movie.
Diana's so funny. We're going to have her on.
So she kind of called the ending right at the start when it's the old guy. She goes, oh, I thought he would join the circus again like an intern, which is what he does.
Yes.
Basically.
Actually, this is one of the changes that I liked least in the musical, and it was in I think the movie and the book.
Uh-huh.
Basically, he was a vet with the circus in his like young days. And now he's old and he's living in a retirement home. Mm-hmm. His children don't visit him that much. And then at the end of all three, he runs away with the circus again. Yeah. And it's very uplifting. In the book originally, when he goes into the circus as an old man, there's like a bored, surly teenager like sitting in the ticket booth. And in the past, they say like ticket booth is the last stop. Like that's when you can't do anything else. So in the future, he's like, that kid should be up, going around, like learning, like using his brain, using his body. Like I'm an old geezer. Like I will sit at the ticket booth. Like I just want to be at the circus and that'll make me happy. Yeah. And I thought that was nice because it was like he's back to the circus and also he's passing on the torch, to the next generation. Yeah. And then in the musical, they're like, you can come be a vet at the circus again. I'm
like, he's probably too old to do that.
And you're like, okay, but he is like a little senile. So I don't know. Like, I'm not saying that he's at like a good nursing home. Like but he should be in one. Yeah. Or like at least receiving like regular medication. So you're like, I don't know if you're qualified to be a vet at the circus, but I think it's like cute if you want to sit in the ticket booth and like be, free on the road with your family.
Yeah. So I have some thoughts about the elephant.
Okay.
First off, with some of our friends' predictions, the entire movie, they were convinced the elephant was going to be poisoned. Do you remember that? Like, every 5 minutes, they're like, someone's going to poison the elephant.
I guess because the title is Water for Elephants, so they're like, they'll put something in the water.
Well, that was my next thing, is that I don't think that would have happened because the movie was the only one that didn't explain the title. Because the title is a joke that is like, oh yeah, I carried water for elephants, but elephants drink so much water, no one can carry it. Like, that's not a real job.
Yeah, that's something that schmucks want to say when they pretend like they know about the circus.
Exactly, that really pissed off Jacob in the book. He got, like, very angry about it.
Oh, yeah.
But in the movie, they didn't explain that at all. So I think that's why everyone's like, oh, they're going to poison the elephant's water.
And no.
And then afterwards, we found out the elephant actress was the same elephant who was in the Britney Spears Circus music video.
Yes. So this elephant
busy.
is an extremely successful actress.
Yeah, so I actually think maybe the best cast person in the movie.
Yeah.
Elephant in the
let's talk about... This was something that I don't think was in the musical, but it was maybe hinted at a teeny bit, but it was much more present in the book and in the movie. Where you open up and your opening is you're aware of the circus disaster.
Yeah.
And then you have all this very specifically worded like language and imagery about like she who was wearing her sequins like picked up a stake and like aimed at August the evil man to like hit, and Jacob yells no, and then you flash forward for the whole rest of the story.
Yeah.
So the point of that is to make you think that Marlena is going to kill her husband.
Yes.
But what actually happens is that the elephant kills him.
Yes.
And she has a little sequined hat, so that's what makes you think that.
So
that's what happens in the book and the musical. The elephant kills him in retaliation because he's like abusive to her.
With specifically the bull whore.
Yes.
That he would
so like
her
he
with.
Specifically, in the movie,
yes,
that is not what happens. They changed it unnecessarily and I think for the worse.
Yeah, I agree.
So like in the middle of this stampede, in the other two adaptations, he's like just like in the stampede and he's like, what the actual fuck? Which is I think what we would all be doing, like really confused in a circus stampede. In the movie, because he's just a little too evil, he decides to take the opportunity of the confusion to kill Reese Witherspoon.
Yes.
And that
he didn't like her choice of the henna artist for her book club.
The way that benefits him, I do not know. But he decides to kill Reese Witherspoon with the bullhook, I think.
Yes. He was like choking her with it.
Yeah, like he has her like on the ground and he's like on top of her. And then at that moment, we know that the elephant can like pick her stake up out of the ground. Like they chain her to the ground, but she can like just pick it up and walk around like the way the cats can open doors. Mm-hmm. And while he's like choking Reese Witherspoon to death, the elephant hits him over the head with it.
But it's so much more symbolic to have it be the bullhook.
And also, it doesn't involve her. Like, the point of that is not that she's protective and loving of Reese Witherspoon. Like, she likes her, but she wouldn't die for her.
No.
The point is that
speak Polish.
Exactly. The point is that she wants to kill the abusive evil man.
Yeah.
That's much better.
Yes,
in my humble opinion.
So I think now we have to ask the question, who would Jonathan Bailey play?
There's no way that he wouldn't take the Jacob role.
I was going to say he'd be so good as August. Especially in the musical, like the performances.
I just feel like he's so in his leading man era.
I know, but that's like switch it up.
But you know who would kill to play August?
Who?
Hugh Jackman.
He already was in The Greatest Showman.
Exactly!
Someone thought we were putting on The Greatest Showman, and they came over with those expectations, and I don't remember who it was.
It would be bringing him back to his first love, which is the circus.
That's so true.
Yeah. But if he couldn't play that, he could play the clown with the silly little purse dog.
Or he could play Camel, I think.
That's
true.
Put
him in some old makeup. Who would play Marlena? Should I go for Rachel Zegler?
I was just going to say, I feel like she would do a good job, actually.
What if your little gymnast girlies?
She could sing the horse songs. No, okay. I feel like I could come up with a better, like, more genuine answer for this one, but I do just need a second. Actually, I feel like this is a good role for when a singer decides that she wants to be an actress.
Oh, like how every once in a while Taylor Swift is in something really weird.
Yes. I feel like
you could get Sabrina Carpenter up on
I was just going to say, like, I don't even know if she would do a good job, but I feel like Sabrina Carpenter's agent would really go to bat for her to get this.
Yeah, I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
I can see it.
Because she wears her spangly little outfits, she would do it.
She would
absolutely
do
it. Yeah.
And I mean, she has a history of acting.
Yeah.
She was on Broadway. She was on Disney, you know.
That's true. So I think she could at the very least attempt it, and she could sing the horse song.
Yes. I would actually like a rendition of the horse song.
Yeah.
Something that came up that we were thinking about, because this is set in the 30s. Mm-hmm. Famously, The Four Winds is set in the 30s. Is there a universe where Rafe becomes Jacob and runs away to the circus?
No, but I feel like there is a universe where he becomes the guy that August uses to push people off of the train while it's moving.
Oh, his enforcer, yeah.
Who's like kind of dumb, and he's like, I don't want to push people off the train. And then August is like, oh, sweetie, you think you could do anything anywhere else?
August was so manipulative to him in the musical specifically.
It worked really well.
He was like the most sympathetic character.
Yeah. The guy that pushes people off of the train was a sympathetic character. That actor was doing a great job.
That actor was great.
Yeah. And he didn't have a lot to work with either. They didn't give him a lot of stage time.
Do you have any other closing thoughts to share?
I don't think so. The main impression that I was left with was I was just like blown away that frankly all three adaptations were so similar, and yet we have like so many things to say about each different one.
Yeah.
I will say, you know, this is not a very kind thing to say, but it is true. I did not think when we bought the tickets to it that the musical would be any good.
Yeah, no, I thought we were in for like a laugh, but not a good laugh.
No, but it was a nice evening, and I had a great time.
It was really great.
So I'm glad that we went.
So if we were to rate all three on a scale of 5 to flop, I can go first. I would say the musical was a 5, or like high up there. It'd be like in the 4s, you know? And a lot of that comes from vibes and just like showmanship. Like they put on a good show.
And doing the circus acts.
And I'm not pretentious about, I love a good musical as well, but I'm not pretentious about it. Like I just want to be entertained. And maybe that doesn't make me as high class as some people we know. But I just like to be entertained. The book, I would say, is a fine. I rated it like basically 3 stars. The movie was a flop for me.
I would agree.
And not in the same way, like, I feel like our viewing experience for The Other Boleyn Girl, we would have liked it. Like, we would have had fun watching it anyways. I think our friend's commentary is really what made Water for Elephants.
I will say, actually, this kind of blew my mind. Like I said, I read the book a really long time ago. And when I read it again, I was surprised that it had a happy ending. Just because I remember the tone of it being so, like, dour. And that is the energy that the movie has, I think partially because it was, like, given that by, like, the way that the director, like, and the screenwriter set it up. But I think that's also the energy, frankly, that Robert Pattinson and Reese Witherspoon project in that movie.
I mean, he projects that in most of the movie season, though.
Sometimes it's called for.
Sometimes
so
it
I don't
is,
know.
You know?
But it is not, like last week we said, The Other Boleyn Girl is like a fun, tacky time.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch a bad movie. This is not like a fun bad movie.
No.
It's just like, you know, we can make it fun.
We can make it fun by having Diana come to any showing we want.
Oh my God, yeah. But like, you have to put in the work to make it fun.
I agree.
So yeah, I would rate them the same way. First musical, then book, then movie.
And honestly, like, huge props to the author on NaNoWriMo. And I'm sure she went through tons of rounds of edits. Of course, this is not a first draft. But very impressive.
Yeah. I mean, and also, this is like such a minor thing, but she has this whole plot point about Camel, the old man who works in the circus. His legs start to go paralyzed because it's prohibition, and he's drinking this like weird,
it's called
like,
Jake.
Yeah, liqueur, fake something or other. And people put like formaldehyde in it, and it makes your legs die. And it's just like this random weird thing that I had never heard of that I looked up and like was true and like did happen.
Kind of cool to add it in.
Yeah, like she put her back into doing that research. And to that I say, good job, Sarah Gruen. And I hope you're making good royalties off of your musical.
I hope so too. I hope she's gotten to see that. Well, what was nice is that in the Playbill, they had her listed like as author. She got to have a little bio. And I'm like, that's really fun.
So good for her.
I don't think they do that for the Wicked author.
Gregory Maguire.
Oh my God. All right. Is that all for this one?
I think that's all we've got. And we just have one more bonus episode to go.
And for that one, we are finally going to watch 2 of the miniseries for the book. Should we reveal? I think we can reveal.
Okay. I watched one. Aaron watched another.
I watched Lessons in Chemistry.
And I watched Pachinko.
So stay tuned for our reviews on those ones.
And in the meantime,
happy reading.
Happy watching.